Okay, so imagine this. It's late, the hall is mostly empty, and there's this flickering lamplight. But it's revealing more than just a room. It's lighting up a secret pact.
Or picture this sharp, really brazen insult from a servant.
Yeah.
And it's met with this incredibly cunning response that just screams, a reckoning is coming.
Exactly. Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into, well, a really pivotal section of the epic, drawing from the sources and our notes. We're plunging into this moment of homecoming, revelation. It's packed with masterful deception, some really heartbreaking loyalty, too.
Now, as those first hints of the final showdown, it's all there.
Right. Our mission today, to really unpack this intricate dance of identity, trust, preparation, as everyone's kind of circling each other, completely unaware, mostly.
Leading us through all that deception, that loyalty, and, yeah, those whispers of the endgame.
So it kicks off with this feeling of real anticipation, doesn't it? This covert operation happening right under everyone's noses.
In the dead of night. And it's all lit up by this sudden, almost divine light.
Yeah, so you've got Odysseus, still in his beggar disguise, whispering to Telemachos.
His son, yeah.
Telling him, we need to get the weapons out of the hall. Now, the excuse he gives, it's brilliant.
It really is.
He says, for the suitors, oh, they're made foul by the smoke. Not fit for display anymore.
A plausible reason on its own.
Totally. But then he adds this layer, this sort of masterful manipulation bit. He says, some divinity put into my head this even greater thought.
Ah, invoking the gods. Clever.
Right. That leaving the weapons around might lead to drunken fights. They might stand up and fight and wound each other.
So he's not just lying, he's crafting this multi-layered justification. It appeals to logic, divine will, even the suitor's own well-being, kind of?
Exactly. It sets this incredible precedent for how he manages perception, throughout this whole homecoming.
And what's really interesting here is seeing Telemachos step up. He's not just the kid anymore, is he?
No, he's becoming a real accomplice.
He ropes in Eurycleia, the old nurse, to keep the women away. And then he adds his own little deception, saying, oh, this stranger will help me, so they don't need the maids for light.
So is that just him mimicking his dad's cunning, you think? Or is he genuinely developing his own strategic mind here?
I think it's probably a bit of both. He's stepping into the role, but definitely learning from the master.
Right. And then, boom, this extraordinary moment happens as they're lugging these helmets and shields.
Yeah.
The whole chamber just starts to glow, this unearthly light.
Oh.
Telemachos is completely floored. He blurts out, Father, here is a great wonder. Always it seems that the chamber walls shine as if a fire were blazing. There must be surely a god here.
And it is a god, right? It's a
Exactly. Pallas Athena herself holding a golden lamp, providing this splendid illumination.
That's such a powerful moment for Telemachos. It must solidify his belief that they have divine backing. And narratively, it's like an external sign of their internal resolve, isn't it? Like, this isn't just mortals plotting, it's divinely sanctioned. Adds so much weight.
But Odysseus, he's just laser focused. He immediately shuts Telemachos down.
Typical Odysseus. Pragmatic to the core.
Hush, he says, and keep it in your own mind. Do not ask questions, for this is the very way of the gods.
No time for wonder. His mind is purely on the grim task ahead.
Yeah, the text says he's just pondering how, with the help of Athene, he would murder the suitors.
It's ruthless, but it shows that singular focus, that immense discipline needed for what he's about to do.
So, with the men's secret work done for now, the scene shifts. We move from this hidden plotting to the very public but equally tense world of Penelope.
She makes quite an entrance.
She does. She comes back into the hall, and she's described as looking incredibly beautiful, like Artemis or like golden Aphrodite.
A stark contrast to the chaos of the maids clearing up the suitor's mess.
Right, and then bam, this direct confrontation happens.
Ah, Melantho. This is her second time having a go at Odysseus the beggar, isn't it?
Yeah, the maidservant. She's just incredibly insolent, accuses him of poking all over the house and spying upon the women.
And threatens him with a torch. It really shows how much the household order has just completely broken down in Odysseus' absence.
Huh.
The disrespect is palpable.
But Odysseus, I mean, he's just a master, isn't he? His reply is so cutting.
What does he say again?
He starts off playing the humble part. I'm just a public beggar driven by need. Classic disguise maintenance. But then he flips it. He weaves in these really clever warnings. Tells Melantho to beware of your mistress, who may grow angry with you.
Ooh, playing them against each other.
Exactly. And then the clincher, aimed right at sowing fear. Or Odysseus may come back, There is still time for hope there.
Sending shivers down her spine, hopefully.
And then he adds, even if Odysseus is dead, here is Telemachos, a grown man now. None of the women will be sinful and escape, since he is a child no longer.
Wow. So he's reminding her of the coming restoration of order, the consequences, all while looking like a helpless beggar. Incredible.
And Penelope hears all this.
And she steps in.
Immediately. She doesn't miss a beat. Scolds Melantho directly. Always I know well what monstrous thing you are doing, you bold and shameless bitch. You will wipe it off on your own head.
So Penelope is aware. She knows about the disloyalty festering there.
Absolutely. It shows her awareness, her underlying authority, even in this awful situation. And it perfectly sets up her own interview with this mysterious stranger.
Which is the next big scene, right? The interrogation.
Yeah, and it's loaded. What's Penelope even hoping for here, talking to this random beggar?
Desperation, maybe. A tiny sliver of hope.
Could be. She gets straight to it. What man are you and whence? Where is your city, your parents? The big questions.
Basic but profound, like you said. And Odysseus' response is just masterful evasion.
He doesn't answer directly at all, does he?
Nope. He starts by flattering her, praising her fame, comparing her to this ideal, blameless man and God-fearing king whose people prosper, buttering her up.
Mm-hmm.
Then he pivots, says, revealing his origins, which is increase in my heart its burden of sorrow, fears he'll cry.
Using her sympathy against her almost. To avoid the truth.
Exactly. It's a brilliant psychological move.
And you can just feel Penelope's own pain when she replies. She talks about how her excellence, my beauty and figure were ruined after Odysseus left.
And how the suitors are just consuming everything. Wear my house out.
Which leads her right into explaining her famous delaying tactic, the shroud.
Ah, the weaving trick, the ultimate symbol of her loyalty and, well, endurance.
Can you imagine the sheer emotional stamina, weaving all day, unpicking it all night, for years?
It's incredible. The web ruse, as the sources call it, setting up this huge loom, saying she'll only marry when she finishes this shroud for Laertes, Odysseus' old father.
And she keeps it up for 3 years, day in, day out, weaving, then secretly undoing it.
Such cunning resistance. But of course, it couldn't last forever.
No. The betrayal comes from within her own household. Careless hussies, the text says, among the maids.
They spill the beans to the suitors.
And they catch her in the act, force her to finish it. So now she's really backed into a corner.
The pressure must be immense. Her parents are pushing her to marry.
Right, they're urgent about it.
Oh.
And even Telemachos, now he's a grown man, he's getting fed up with the suitors devouring their estate.
He wants her to sort it out, basically.
Yeah, the clock is ticking loudly.
And this is Odysseus' cue, right? He needs to offer something, some comfort, and also subtly prepare her.
So he launches into this incredibly detailed, totally fabricated backstory.
This is the Athene from Crete persona.
Exactly. He paints this picture of Crete, handsome country and fertile, seagirt, 90 cities, mixed languages. He drops names, Knossos, Kimainos, his supposed father, Deucalion.
The level of detail is what makes it so convincing, isn't it?
Totally. He even invents this whole story about meeting Odysseus himself in Crete.
Oh, yeah. How does that go?
He claims Odysseus was blown off course near Amnisos, mentions the cave of Ilethia, says Odysseus stayed for 12 days because of a mighty north wind.
Specific landmarks, specific time frame. It's not just a story, it's like he's reciting a memory, a performance.
It really is. And Penelope's reaction is just heartbreaking.
She believes him.
She's listening to the story about her lost husband, and the text says her tears ran and her body was melted as the snow melts. She's weeping for the man sitting right next to her.
Oh, the irony. And Odysseus.
Stone-faced. His eyes are as if they were made of horn or iron. He's hiding his own tears, maintaining that control.
That self-control in that moment, it's almost inhuman, the longing he must feel.
So Penelope, she's moved, but maybe still a little wary. She tests him.
The test of memory.
Right. Describe his clothes, she says, and his herald.
And Odysseus nails it, of course.
Down to the last detail. The purple woolen mantle, the gold pin with the hound and fawn. He even mentions how everyone admired the artistry.
And the tunic.
The sheer soft tunic, like the dried-out skin of an onion, shining bright. And Eurybates, the herald, round shoulders, black complexion, woolly-haired, perfect recall.
And that must hit Penelope hard.
It does. She whoops again, says these are certain proofs. She admits, I myself gave him this clothing. I too attached the shining pin.
So close to the truth, it's agonizing to witness as the listener.
And then Odysseus goes even further. He offers her a prophecy.
Ah, the carefully crafted hope.
He says he's heard Odysseus is actually on his way home now. He's near in the rich land of the men of Thesprotia.
Weaving in some truth with the fiction. He was with the Thesprotians, wasn't he? Or heard news there.
Sort of, yeah. He claims Odysseus survived losing his ship. And crew of the Helios cattle incident mentions the Phaeacians, says Odysseus is gathering treasure because he's good at profitable ways, and even visited the oracle at Dodona to hear Zeus's plan.
Wow. It's a complex narrative designed to sound completely authentic.
And he seals it all with this incredibly solemn oath.
Invoking Zeus.
Invoking Zeus, the hearth of Odysseus himself, swears that Odysseus will be home within this very year, either at the waning of the moon or at its onset.
It's a calculated risk, giving her that specific time frame, but it's designed to give her just enough hope to hang on without blowing his cover.
But even after all that, Penelope's still cautious, isn't she?
Deeply doubtful. She promises him gifts if it comes true, but she immediately follows up, saying she doesn't think anyone like Odysseus has left, anyone capable of that kind of hospitality. Her despair runs really deep.
Yeah, hope feels dangerous to her now.
Exactly.
So she offers him a bed, luxury.
And he refuses, still playing the beggar.
Right. He refuses the fancy stuff and asks for something very specific. He wants an aged and virtuous woman to wash his feet.
Ah, setting the scene.
And not just any woman, one who has endured as many troubles as mine has.
He's deliberately calling for Eurycleia, isn't he? He knows what's coming.
It seems like it. That calculated risk, putting himself in a vulnerable position for this potential moment of recognition.
And Penelope calls her Eurycleia, his old nurse.
And the moment she sees him, even before the foot washing, she's struck by the resemblance.
Yeah, she laments for Odysseus, then looks at the stranger and says something like, "You're so like him. Your feet, your voice, your whole look."
Her intuition is screaming at her.
Yeah.
And then, the moment. She's washing his feet.
And her hands find it. The scar.
The famous boar scar on his leg.
And the narrative pauses here, right? Gives us the backstory of the scar.
It does. A fantastic flashback. Takes us to his youth, visiting his grandfather Autolycos on Mount Parnassus.
Autolycos, the master thief and oathmaker, favored by Hermes. Quite the character.
Apparently. We learn how Autolycos named him Odysseus. Odysseus, yes, that is distasteful, because Autolycos himself was distasteful or caused pain to many.
Huh. Interesting name origin.
And then the boar hunt itself. Young Odysseus, eager, rushes the boar.
It's gored on the knee.
But still manages to kill the beast. It's a mark of his courage, his resilience, maybe even that painful, distasteful fate embedded in his name. It defines him.
So when Eurycleia touches that scar,
the recognition is instant and overwhelming. She drops his leg, the basin clatters and spills.
Oh, wow.
The text says, pain and joy seized her at once. Tears fill her eyes. Her voice is caught. She just whispers, "Then, dear child, you are really Odysseus. I did not know you before, not until I had touched my lord all over."
Chills. That's the most raw, intimate recognition so far. It cuts right through the disguise.
But Penelope doesn't see it.
Athene steps in again.
Yeah, the goddess turned aside her perception. Just like that. Penelope misses the entire emotional explosion happening right beside her.
Incredible timing. And Odysseus reacts instantly, right? To silence Eurycleia.
Instantly. Grabs her by the throat. No hesitation. Threatens her. Tells her if she breathes a word, when he kills the suitors and the disloyal maids, he won't spare her either.
Whoa. That's brutal. A chilling reminder that this homecoming hero is also a king, ready to execute judgment. Ruthless pragmatism again.
Absolutely. Stakes are too high for sentimentality at this point.
But Eurycleia, bless her, she's steadfast.
Completely loyal. Promises silence. Says her strength is like stone or iron. She even offers to point out the disloyal maids later.
Which Odysseus refuses. He wants to figure that out himself.
Yeah, he needs to see it with his own eyes, judge for himself. Total control, total knowledge is what he's aiming for.
So that immediate crisis is averted, but the emotional tension in the palace just snaps right back, doesn't it? Especially for Penelope.
Oh, totally. She's back to wrestling with that awful dilemma. Stay, protect her son's inheritance, or finally give in and choose a suitor.
Especially now Telemachos has grown up and basically telling her to go, right? Praise me to go home, she says.
Yeah, the pressure's coming from all sides. And this leads her to recount that dream she had.
The dream about the geese and the eagle. Very symbolic.
Right. Her 20 pet geese. She loves them. And this huge eagle swoops down and kills them all.
And in the dream, she weeps for them.
Desperately. But then the eagle comes back, lands on the roof, and speaks to her.
With a human voice. Wow, what does it say?
It interprets the dream for her. Says the geese are the suitors, and the eagle is your own husband. Come home.
A dream of hope, but terrifying clarity, too.
Exactly. But then she wakes up, and the geese are still there, honking away. So the uncertainty just floods back in. Was it real? Was it just a dream?
And Odysseus, still disguised, hears this.
And gives her this really firm interpretation. No ambiguity. He tells her it's impossible to read and avoid it by turning another way, since Odysseus himself has told you its meaning.
He's basically saying, the eagle was Odysseus, believe it.
Declares the suitor's doom is evident. Just seals it.
But Penelope, she just can't quite grasp it, can she, after all this time?
No. She counters with that famous idea about the two gates of dreams.
Right, the gate of ivory for false dreams.
That never accomplished anything.
And the gate of polished horn for true dreams.
And she tells him, despairingly, that she thinks her dream came through the ivory gate. She can't let herself believe it's true.
That really shows how deep her despair is. Hope itself feels like a deception after 20 years.
And it's in this state, conflicted, despairing, yet maybe with a tiny spark rekindled, that she makes the big announcement.
The contest of the bow.
Yes. She declares the next dawn will be a day of evil name, because she's going to set up the challenge. Odysseus's great bow.
The impossible challenge. String the bow.
And shoot an arrow clean through 12 axes, all lined up.
Axes he used to set up himself. A test only he could likely pass.
Exactly. It's a test designed for Odysseus, whether she fully realizes it or not.
And her resolution. It's just heartbreaking.
She says, the one who takes the bow in his hands shall be the one I will go away with, forsaking this house where I was a bride.
It sounds like total resignation, like she's finally giving up. But ironically, she's setting the stage for her husband's triumph.
The ultimate dramatic irony. And Odysseus, ever the strategist, gives her one last bit of reassurance.
Telling her not to delay.
Yeah, don't put off this contest, he tells her completely confidently. Before these people can handle the well-wrought bow, Odysseus of the many designs will be back here with you.
Bold promise.
It is. And Penelope, just utterly exhausted by it all, emotionally drained, she just says, okay, she needs sleep.
Retreats to her chamber, weeping for Odysseus again.
Until Athene finally grants her some peace, casting sweet slumber over her eyelids. A brief respite before the storm.
Wow. What a sequence. We've basically just witnessed a masterclass in psychological warfare and, like you said, dramatic irony.
Yeah, Odysseus, the hidden king, meticulously setting the stage, keeping up this incredible facade.
While Penelope, right beside him, is torn apart by doubt and grief, unknowingly speaking to her husband.
Those near misses, those moments of recognition just barely averted. The emotional weight is huge. It sets up the climax perfectly.
It really does. The tension is almost unbearable by the end of this section.
You know, what really gets me is thinking about the sheer cost for Odysseus. Maintaining that disguise, suppressing his own emotions, especially in those moments with Penelope and Euryclea.
The psychological burden must be immense.
How does that affect his plan, his focus? And for you listening, think about this. Penelope chooses a day of evil name for this contest. It seems like she's inviting disaster, confirming her worst fears.
Yet, it's the very act that will bring about her salvation, her greatest hope.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, how sometimes those moments of deepest despair, those seemingly disastrous choices, can actually be the catalyst for the biggest transformations. Something to really chew on.